you get home. It's nothing. That's the goal. Get used to it.
Good morning, Emerald Promotion Class of 2021. Woohoo! So on behalf of Assistant Principals, Mr. Gussie and Mr. Cotler, and your team leader, Mrs. Carolasia, we want to congratulate you on the almost completion of your middle school time at King Philip Middle School. And we are celebrating your promotion to high school. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
We welcome our KP 7th grade jazz ensemble directed by Mr. Damon Coachman performing What a Wonderful World to honor our 8th grade students.
Thank you, 7th grade jazz band, for your wonderful performance. As we celebrate the culmination of the 3 years of middle school, we wanted to take this opportunity to recognize students for their scholarship, leadership, and character with 6 awards. Due to the nature of our ceremony this year with 3 separate assemblies, we will share the description of the award, but will not share the name of the recipient if they haven't received the award yet. For the presentation of awards, we ask students to please stand when your name is read and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until all names are read. Students will receive their awards with their promotion certificates. The first is the American Legion School Award. The American Legion School Award Program recognizes the accomplishment and development of the qualities, courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service, which are necessary to the preservation and protection of the fundamental institutions of our government and the advancement of our society. The Certificate of Achievement and Medal is awarded to Sam Shefsky from the Emerald Team. The Certificate of Honorable Mention is awarded to Jonathan Wright Goodison from the Amicus Team. Congratulations to Sam and Jonathan.
Thank you, Mr. Gussie, and congratulations, Sam. I have the pleasure of presenting our next award, which requires the recipients to be outstanding in their academics with a minimum of a 3.0 GPA and outstanding in their leadership in the classroom, school activities, and the community, with an emphasis on how the recipient exercises influence on peers and holding school ideals, exemplifies positive attitude, and inspires positive behavior in others, and consistently exemplifies desirable qualities of personality, character, and integrity. Every year, the Connecticut Association of Schools calls on each middle school in Connecticut to honor 2 students at the middle school level who have distinguished themselves in scholarship and leadership in the school community. This year's recipients are Ari Schuyler from the Amicus Team and a recipient from the Garnet Team. Congratulations to the 2021 Connecticut Association of Schools Middle School Scholar Winners. Our next award is extremely special to our staff. Nominees are selected by a vote from the entire King Philip staff community, which highlights the impact the recipient has had over their 3 years of middle school. This year's award is presented by Emerald Team Social Studies teacher, Mrs. Naya.
Since 2016, the staff of King Philip Middle School has celebrated the legacy of Mr. Paul Duquette, a former 8th grade history teacher, with the It Matters Award. Mr. Duquette was a caring teacher, compassionate friend, and dedicated member of the King Philip family. In 1806, Thomas Jefferson was given 2 silver cups by his teacher, George Wythe. Jefferson later used these silver cups to have several other cups of his own design created, which he presented to family and friends. To connect with Paul's love of history and passion for life, the staff has chosen to present a Jefferson Cup to an 8th grade student whose character, kindness, and commitment exemplifies Paul Duquette's vision that it matters. The 2021 recipient is from the Garnet Team. Congratulations.
At KP, we want students to excel academically, but also grow as young people. This is evident in the character traits of our recipients, which are highlighted in the next award. The Paul E. Rosell Character Council Award is presented to a student on each team for demonstrating the character traits most promoted by KP's former principal, Paul A. Rosell: respect, honesty, responsibility, excellence, caring, and tolerance. Congratulations to Jacob Durelli on the Emerald Team. And Benjamin Johnson from the Amicus Team. Our
Our next two awards focus on academic excellence. Our 8th grade school counselor, Ms. Tamayo, will provide the introduction for our next award.
The United States Department of Education honors students for academic excellence. The President's Award for Educational Excellence is awarded to those students who placed in the top 15% of the 7th grade STAR rating assessment and have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or above. Along with the certificate, the White House sends a letter for the school to read to the recipients. The 41 recipients for this award will be identified in the program by a caret symbol. Congratulations on receiving the 2021 President's Education Award. America is a country where we are one and unite through tough times. You are the future leaders of this great nation, and through your determination and resilience to push forward, you have reached this ultimate accomplishment of being recognized for this prestigious award. Dr. Biden and I are pleased to congratulate you on receiving the 2021 President's Education Award. We are honored to join your family, friends, school, and community in celebrating your wonderful achievement. Jill and I send our best wishes and blessings. Keep challenging yourself, be kind, and while we continue to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, be sure to wear a mask. Signed, President Biden. Congratulations to our Emerald Team recipients. Ava De La Fera, Benjamin DeBella, Caden Davis. Feel free to stand as I say your name. Rachel Foxman, Jessica Jensen, Benjamin Lafreniere, Samara Parker, Donovan Ravenberg, Matthew Schoenfeld, Owen Wang, Jacob Zaroli. Congratulations to the Presidential Award recipients.
Thank you, Ms. Tamayo. The Mary Hordikin Principal's Academic Award is named after Mrs. Mary Hordikin to honor her body of work and dedication to educational excellence during her tenure as principal of King Philip Middle School. This award is presented to the top academic students as determined by the student's cumulative grade point average of 4.0 consistently over all of their 3 years at King Philip. The recipients for this award will be identified in your program by an asterisk. Congratulations to our Emerald Team recipients, Jillian Beatman, Benjamin DeBella, Rachel Foxman, Jessica Jensen, Sophia Sadler, Yinmin Wu, and Dylan Yarny. Congratulations to our Mary Hordikin Principal Academic Award recipients. Most of these students entered KP 3 years ago, nervous about what middle school would hold. During those 3 years, each of them has been an integral part of the vibrant King Philip community, and each and every one of them has grown. Now they're ready to move on to new and exciting high school experience. However, before they go, it's time to hear from the KP Emerald Team, class of 2021. Our speaker representing the Emerald Team is Caden Babas. Please welcome Caden.
Hello and good morning to my peers, staff members, family, friends, and caregivers. We are incredibly grateful that you have taken the time to gather with us for this special event. Despite the need for technology, I'm sure you've all gotten very good at it by now. The fact that you're joining us from afar is truly representative of, and I bet you think I'm going to say challenges, but no, rather the successes we've had over the past 15 months. Of course, we have all faced difficulties that we couldn't possibly have imagined just 3 short years ago when we began this journey through middle school. But now, as we enter a summer very different from the last one, we must reflect on the past and view it not through a lens of tragedy and sacrifice, but rather one of possibility. After all, we cannot change the past, but we will shape the future. And that is exactly where we find success, in seeing that the world has changed. The rise in social protest globally has given us the invaluable opportunity to consider the power of individualism and what it really means to effect change. Even through a tumultuous political and international climate, people still have the ability to push their beliefs. That is a success. It means that, despite issues which affect everyone, we've been able to maintain 2 things: our individuality and our humanity. In America today, we are quick to condemn partisanship and see it as a dangerous divide between people, when in reality, it is a necessity, a moral imperative. In order to build a more perfect union, and ultimately a better world, we must disagree and we must debate. The day that we bow down to who society thinks we should be and what we should believe, and conform to that, is the day that we give up on independent thought and give in to the perils of mediocrity, of living the same life day in and day out as everyone else, failing to even attempt to make a change for the better. We have seen throughout history, time and time again, from slavery to the Holocaust, the consequences of inaction. But right alongside that is the proof that action by a diverse range of people can have constructive and positive effects, even if the fight is not yet over. For example, the environmental movement in the US and other nations, advocating for clean air and water, as well as nuclear nonproliferation, or the LGBT rights movement, beginning with Stonewall. These are just 2 examples on a long list of issues facing us today, even in the case of climate change, with undeniable urgency. Now, how we address these issues depends on our personal beliefs and values. Our morals are defined by how we act and how others respond. After all, we know only ourselves. That is all. It was Nietzsche, a 19th century philosopher, who said, "No one can construct for you the bridge on which precisely you must cross the stream of life. No one but yourself alone." Now, of course he said this in 1876, but the whole point of philosophy is that it is timeless and applies to life in general, regardless of age. What he means here, of course, is that people must think for themselves through life. So, I will leave you with one final thought. Despite disagreement, despite partisanship, despite constant pressure from all sides of an argument, whatever the latest may be, we all still have the capacity to be human, regardless of political belief, religion, the color of our skin, the people we are attracted to, or how we identify. We all need to find a way to strike a personal balance between fact and feeling. As we move into the next stage of our lives, as we begin to enter the real world, and really consider what our futures, our careers, and our relationships will look like, remember that in addition to and I cannot stress this enough, the absolute necessity of free, independent thought and the ability to seek accurate, unbiased information before forming an individual opinion, we must remember our morality and our humanity. Don't let yourself be corrupted by what could have been. Don't be held back by the past. Instead, learn from it and move on. Don't make the same mistakes over and over again, but also don't let those mistakes consume you. Instead, consider what could be, identify something that you are passionate about, decide what could be changed and improved on that subject. Consider its effects on our planet and our existence, and move forward with that in mind. Go on to high school with the intention of figuring out who you are, what you believe, and what that means for you and others. Go on and make yourselves proud of the people you become.
Thank you, Caden. It's now time to recognize our 8th graders. Recognizing students on the Emerald team is Ms. Sally Nye.
On behalf of the Unified Arts teachers, Mr. Masters, Mr. Picard, Mrs. Rossio, Mrs. Rieger, and Mr. Smith, the clinical staff, Mrs. Markham, Dr. Miles, Ms. McFadden, and Ms. Robbins, the school counselors, Mrs. Carlson, Ms. Graff, Ms. Tamayo, Ms. Wilson, and Ms. Creary, ESOL teacher, Ms. Koshinsky, math intervention teacher, Ms. Martucci, paraprofessionals and TAs, Mrs. Balaji, Mr. Barone, Ms. Bethay, Ms. Colazzo, Ms. Cardona, Ms. Clark, Ms. Cohen, Ms. Colite Ward, Mr. Deb, Mr. Fitzgerald, Mr. Getz, Mr. Giantonio, Mr. Jones, Mr. Cates, Ms. Kelly, Ms. Newton, Ms. Shearer, Ms. Sokovich, and Mr. Vicinis, Quest teachers, Mrs. O'Reilly and Ms. Johnson, reading teachers, Ms. Gosselin and Mrs. Sansucci, the Learning Center teacher, Mr. Banish, world language teachers, Mrs. Barlow and Mrs. Yannell, and the academic team teachers, Mrs. Hebron, Ms. Karolasia, Ms. Regan, Mrs. Wojciechowski, and myself. On behalf of the Emerald Team teachers, it gives me great pleasure to recognize the 2021 Emerald Team students. They are Maya Aronson, Ari H. Jordan H. Jillian Beatman. Tabitha Blah. Rachel Book. Jason Borasevich. Jacob Boyer. Gracie Bradick. Madalena Brancato. Tessa Brown. Livia Bush. Josie Carey. Sophia Carnamola. Adina Caford. Flavia Choi Lazaro. Jacob Saccone. Noah Clyburn. Alessandro Contreras. Mabel Cook. William DeBasio. Ava Delafera. Benjamin DeBella. Tice Doot. Luke Drummy. Devante Edward. Jael Escribano Enriquez. Daniel Estermera. Caden Fabus. Aneth Findley. Thomas Finley. Amaris Fleming. Rachel Foxman. Ashton Garcia. Olivia Geller. Wells Gendris. Ella Goodell. Benjamin Hall. Carter Ivins. Jessica Jensen. Bennett Johnson. Griffin Krupp. Benjamin Lafreniere. Joseph Landino. Cameron Levine. Benjamin Lewis. Jake Lumelski. Joshua Meade. Fabrizio Martinez. Peter Christian Matsikis. Christian Mellick. Nathan Melnick. Isaiah Mara. Ryan Mayali. Ruby Mictum. Owen Millman. Eva Mocciolo. Sean Maletti. Dory Ohad. Enosh Osbed. Megan Panarella. Samara Parker. Ella Pesce. Tatiana Petinato. Donovan Ravenberg. Kira Reardon. Tyler Redden. Grayson Roth. Abigail Rothstein. Preston Ruhuma. Sophia Sadler. Abigail Schiff. Matthew Schoenfeld. Aryan Shaw. Sam Shefsky. Hannah Stern. Amelia Smith. Annie Schillick. Roman Taglerini. Chloe Taylor. Joshua Thomas. Samantha Toffel. Ava Tringali. Owen Wang. Julius Williams. Caleb Worrell. Yimin Wu. Zining Wu. Dylan Yarney. Travis Yates. Cardin Zhang. Jacob Zeroli. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020-2021 Emerald Team, congratulations.
Thank you for your continued respectfulness. So before I go through my remarks, I just want to make sure that I say thank you, first of all, to our amazing office staff who did all the behind-scenes work and work to pull it together. I want to thank Mrs. Malloy, our lead secretary, who worked tirelessly to make sure all of the pieces fell into place. She coordinated this effort with Mrs. Aronson, Ms. Lozada, and Ms. Rogers, and we're down office support, so this was important, an important feat. Thank you to the parents and caregivers for partnering with us during your child's middle school years. It truly takes a committed village to support each child's success. And finally, I want to thank our King Philip Middle School staff and administrative team. This year has been extraordinary. But I have to say that your commitment and your care for kids has never wavered. It has actually been a strong tower of support. And so now for my remarks. Look at you, King Philip Middle School class of 2021. You have just about made it through 9 years of schooling, and you are headed to high school. Yeah. Your middle school years have been a critical time of academic, emotional, and social learning. And I know that these 3 years have not always been a breeze. And as you reflect on your middle school experience, I recognize that some of you may see this as not see this as the best of your adolescence, because it was a period in your life where you experienced hardship, or for some even tragedy. And for anyone in that position, I hope that you can say that at KP you understood not only what community looked like, but what it felt like to be embraced, loved, and cared for during what may have seemed your bleakest moments. Some of you will look back on this period of time as the one where you discovered yourself, and it set the course for your future, while others will see this as just the beginning of discovery that you will continue next year. Wherever you fall on this middle school continuum, I want you to understand and know that your time at King Philip Middle School mattered. Wherever you join KP during your middle school journey, be it 6th grade, 7th grade, or even in 8th grade this year, you have heard us challenge, encourage, and remind you to be the ones, to be respectful, and to show respect for yourself and others, even when you have differing opinions or values. We have encouraged, reminded, and challenged you to be the one to demonstrate responsibility, not only in your academic pursuits, but also in your behavioral choices. We have learned this year more than any that while we cannot choose what happens to us or how others may even respond to us, we can always choose our attitude and our response. We have challenged, encouraged, and reminded you to be the ones, to be a good citizen through deeds and actions, not just at KP, but in the local community, nationally, and some of you, even globally, in a variety of ways that included promoting kindness and care in action, which includes standing up against injustice and for those who need a champion, even if it might mean that you are standing alone. As students throughout your time here, you have heard the KP staff stress the importance of developing solid academic and social habits that will serve you well, not just yet next year, but beyond. During the last year and a half, this unique year and a half, you have demonstrated your capacity toward a growth mindset as you've learned different tools, weathered uncertainty, and been generous in your patience as the adults around you adjusted to a new way of teaching and engaging you as learners. Thank you. I know it has not been easy, and I am so proud of how so many of you made the daily choice not to be weakened or hardened by your circumstances, but to be the one to face and overcome challenges and transform the world around you. Be it from your active engagement in class, which may have just included turning on your camera, sharing your smiling eyes or smiles above the mask, or choosing to seeking help or giving help to others as you saw the need, or just choosing to be here, to be present, even when you may have wanted to just stay home. Continue to be the one to be your best self, and success will follow. Finally, as I say to every promoting class, please don't forget about KP. Come back, give back. We can't wait for you to lead the learning for our current students by sharing your lessons, your passion, your knowledge, and your skills. After all, good citizens participate in their community, and King Philip Middle School will always be your community. Congratulations, KP Class of 2021. Our jazz band will give our ending selection as we exit. Please follow the direction of the staff members.
Yeah.